Keep fighting.
Alright, I'm just in black, and this is the paralogue where you have to kill Midair, who has scary offensive stats, like 37 attack speed and 72 attack. Luckily, he only has 103 hit, so he shouldn't be able to touch Petra unless he pulls out his... There it is, Assault Troop. And if he pulls out his Assault Troop, I think he one-shots her, which is not great. So, this map is basically a whole bunch of flying units and a whole bunch of 4-range bow knights, and that's really about it. There's an infinitely spawning wave of 4 wyvern riders every turn, and a couple warriors and mortal savants and snipers mixed in there too. But they're not really that big of an issue. So, our turn 1 play here is I'm going to move Anna, and that is the key to the whole strategy is moving Anna right there.
Fighting.
And that actually allows us to put a blessing on Edelgard, Byleth, and Petra.
Well done.
And I'm going to be using Petra to avoid tank most of this chapter with retribution.
Let's make this quick.
So I'm going to throw down a retribution with Lysithea right here, and that'll make it so that when those bow knights attack us from 4 range, Petra will actually get a chance to counterattack them and hopefully kill them. So I'm also going to move her over to them using a warp, because right now they can reach both Dorothea and Anna, and that's not good news.
I will prevail.
So if I throw Petra in the way, actually protect them. And while we're at it, we can also kill the enemies. 90 versus 90, so the hit rate's the same. I'll go for the Silver Sword.
I fight for justice's name.
And pretty much nothing should be able to hit Petra, and Petra should be able to counter kill or counter hit at least most things, even the bow knights. On this side, this bow knight's kind of inconvenient. I can definitely counterattack him
my strategy?
with someone who has this retribution up. So I guess Edelgard would be probably the best bet if I dismount her first. And since I'm not going to be doubled with 23 attack speed, I think Silver Axe might be the way to go. Yeah, very low chance of being hit for relatively minor damage. Although poison brings that up. Can't really do anything for Ferdinand, but I can push Lysithea closer to the top, where she might be more useful before repositioning him to a slightly better position.
Put me in there.
I guess I can move Caspar up to try hit and run next turn, something like that. I'll send Byleth to the north, and I'll just let the enemies in the south come to me, and hopefully we pull most of the enemies from both the north and the south into the center by baiting them with Petra, and then we'll deal with the wyverns that come up this way with probably Yuritsa, Byleth, and Hart as part of a team. Maybe throwing Anna or Bernadette in there. And on the south side we'll just use whoever we've got, probably our wyverns hanging around. And here come the wyverns. The endless tide of flying wyverns has begun. And it won't end until we move the chapter.
No use.
And we have a chance of counter-killing here, I think. Not a very good one. But we got it.
My heart burns with pride.
Great, so we're pulling those bow knights to the middle of the map. And that means that they will go for Petra and miss and get themselves killed on the counter, hopefully. The hit rate on this isn't very good. It's attacking a very extreme range. And he's also, I think, in a force, and he has an avoid battalion. But we hit him once. I'll take it. It's better than letting him hit me for free. Alright, that's more than half his health. So, The reason I'm going to let this south side come to me is this bow knight will very quickly outspeed these warriors, and I can't deal with the 1-2 punch of getting hit by the bow knight, taking that damage, taking the poison strike damage, and then taking a warrior hit. But I can deal with taking him out on one turn and then the next turn blocking the hallway. You do have to deal with this bow knight without stepping into the warrior's range, or probably this bow knight's range either. That should be possible. I think Lysithea is at a less than 100% hit rate, which is really unfortunate, but I guess nothing they can do. I could try some kind of a melee hit and run here, like a warp strat, but I guess I'll just have to take the risk. So here goes nothing. Good.
You lost that one.
Now if I had her normal battalion equipped, that would have been a 100% chance. And also when this bow knight attacks her next turn, it says it'll double her, but I'm banking on her killing him before he gets the chance to get the second attack in. And if she had her normal battalion, she'd have a 100% chance of hitting, but since she's the only one with an A in authority, I need the retribution. So that I can do this with Petra. Just run into the middle of the map and let everything attack her. Alright, so we do have a bow knight here that we want to get out of range of. So we probably want to pull Caspar back. I could put some kind of a counter at any range unit right in the way. I guess I'll do that on this side. So Byleth has Battalion Vantage active, plus an 80% crit rate. So there's a pretty good chance that she will counter crit and kill the enemy bow knight before he does any damage to her. On this side, I don't think that anyone is really suited to counterattack this bow knight, so I'll just let him come up the hallway and then deal with him next turn.
I do this for all of us.
Unless I was going to drop a meteor on him, but I don't think I will. I think I'll save the meteor for later in case I need it. Although, a bow knight is a worthy cause. Let's see how our hit rates look. 65, not great. And more wyverns.
No use.
The hit rate on the counter isn't good, but it's better than no counter. This is much better. We're probably going to kill him.
I fight for justice's name.
Alright, that's one down. Guaranteed miss.
No use.
Maybe a counter kill? Nope. And maybe a counter kill? So far so good. Alright. Well, we did about as well as could be expected. Zero. And 2 HP now. No crit. And I got hit, so that's really going to hurt my battalion durability.
I must lead them well.
Let's think carefully.
That missed. That's good. I could have been inconvenient. It wouldn't have killed her, I don't think. I think her void's a little bit too high for that.
No use.
Great.
Each battle a
Another enemy
victory.
gone. Now, if you just dodge tank the middle of the chapter with Petra without retribution, it's certainly doable, but it just takes so much longer and you have to fight so many more wyverns and your weapons break and it's kind of annoying. So, in the interest of sort of speeding through this part, I've chosen to go with the retribution strategy for efficiency. So it's okay to leave Lysithea in range of the Mortal Savant, as long as we leave her within 2 range and not 1 range. I think that means we have to kill this guy in like 1 hit. We can use a meteor on him if we need to. I'm probably fairly likely to hit with it. 87. And we get a battalion level up. Hopefully the 6, if not, we do have the left.
I've got no time for mercy.
Violet does need healing. So if I get into melee with this Bow Knight, I will have to face a warrior next turn, but since he won't actually attack me, that's fine. So I can bring Felix down here. Silver Sword will do more damage if they both hit. Nice, double press proc. And then I think we can finish him with a hit and run from the Emperor. Smash for accuracy.
For the fate of Foden. I must continue.
Ingrid's stats aren't really something I care that much about. She's basically been benched. She's not a bad unit as long as she gets her strength growths, but she did not get any strength growths for me. She's like, my Lysithea is extremely slow for a Lysithea.
I must pull through.
So Felix can only be attacked by 1. That's fine. I'm gonna Bernadetta down to support him. Guess I'm moving it up with the hopes of grabbing the ballista.
Much needed. What's
he'll
my
buy left.
strategy?
And I think that 15 times 2, that's 30, so they should survive that. Which we get a chance to counter. But I could always cut the enemy off with Byleth and probably kill him before he gets a chance to do anything. I should probably have Ferdinand do something about this warrior. Chip off a third of his health. And now he still doesn't get doubled, but he'll get a chance to use a slightly stronger weapon in retaliation. And Petra, I should probably have her kill something. Silver Sword durability is good. So I could even probably get away with Bane of Monsters here. Although if doubling will get it done, no need to waste the durability. More wyverns. Well, they didn't crit me. I should be able to kill him next turn, although his friend and him together might be a little bit trickier. Probably going to survive the counter here. Hey, sometimes I get lucky. That was about a 25% chance of happening. So the odds went in my favor there.
No use.
This one we've got more than a 50-50, but he dodged both. So you win some, you lose some. There we go.
Each battle a victory.
No crit. I don't know if my battalion's gone or what. But it's gotta be really close if it's not yet. Alright, there it goes. More battalion vintage with 50% crit rates for me. That's too bad. I was hoping that would turn out a little better. But I guess the enemies have like 30 crit avoid.
Try to keep up.
Hopefully this misses. We're good.
With all of my might.
Nice. That'll take his HP bar down.
To survive, I will win.
Double crits. This won't do anything. Except for friendly fire damage.
No use.
Well, I did get a double crit, so, you know, it makes up for double misses. This enemy did crit me, even though he's got a small chance to. I really don't like enemies have small crit chances on me. But I guess it's one way to make things more likely to not go my way. Alright, so I definitely don't want to have one unit be attacked by both of these wyverns, because that would not be good.
You lost that one.
More magic and speed for Lysithea.
Not there yet.
And the battalion she's leveling up isn't really useful for her, but it's useful for other units, so well worth having. I think Yuritsa, give him the silver sword, so he has slightly higher attack speed, 27. Just out of range of being doubled.
I must pull through.
I guess I have to fall back to here. I could use the elixir. Could also just physic. This way I can actually do something else with my healers in case I need to. I believe I can get this kill with Caspar. He has a better hit rate at point blank range thanks to his personal skill. Smash for accuracy.
Might makes right. And I'll keep getting stronger.
Not terrible, but that 19 speed really isn't doing him any favors.
I will not let down my guard.
Alright, that chips some health off of him. Without proccing his dangerous skill, it also knocked his defense down, so we might be able to get this with Edelgard. Looks good.
The only possible outcome.
Edelgard levels up. Strength and speed.
I must outwit even death.
And I'll leave her right there, that should be fine. Do 5 damage with a silver bow. Might as well take it.
I'd never have learned this back in my room.
At least we get a little bit of bow experience, moving Bernadetta towards Encloser. Which, like, if Bernadetta had 0 speed and 0 strength, I would still probably use her because of Encloser.
This is my stage now.
Is this my last stand?
So we can potentially heal Felix up with Linhardt. And I'll move Yuritsa back. I don't know about that. I think Yuritsa might be in trouble and I might have to reposition him a little bit. Because it looks like they can attack him from 2 angles. If they do that, he is going to die. Let's try that again. Alright, so these 2 wyverns are getting close, and as long as I make it so that one of them, or only one of them can attack each of my units, then I should be fine. But we also have this Mortal Savant sort of in the mix here, which is not ideal. I also have this warrior here. I'll just take care of this warrior. 100% kill rate with Caspar. Sounds good.
You're all going down.
And we get a level up.
And I'll keep getting stronger.
No speed.
I'll follow your
Only
example.
having 19 speed is not going to do Caspar any favors.
I will not let down my guard.
We're gonna only reach the bottom, so throw a hand axe here for chip damage. Also debuffs his defense.
For the Empire.
Makes his heal defense from Mastering Wyvern Rider. And then lets Edelgard get the kill.
Your death is not in vain.
We get a pretty good level up for Edelgard there. Strength and speed. I guess I'll leave her here just in case we don't kill this warrior.
I do this for all of us.
Might as well get the bow experience for Bernadetta. Moving towards that A rank in bows. And even if Bernadetta was like a really, really terrible unit with 0 strength and 0 speed, I'd still probably use her just due to Encloser. Yeah, this situation up here is not great. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think if I get into the corner,
Let's make this quick.
I can probably one-shot. Nope, I can't quite reach. I'm 1 space away. So I'm going to want to bait the wyverns without baiting the Mortal Savant, if that's possible. I do have Blessing on Byleth, so I could potentially use that.
Understood.
Looks like that's a little bit too far, so I can't reach from safety with Lysithea.
I must pull through.
I guess if I heal Byleth up to full, I can get away with this.
This could turn the tides. There is still room for improvement.
Speed is always welcome. Hubert's level 11.
It is all for Her Majesty.
Hubert's actually a really good adjutant to put on Edelgard. The only problem is he doesn't have access to a flying class very readily.
I'm awake.
So for that reason, he isn't attached to Edelgard for me.
Well done.
I'll pull my Scythia back, and then hopefully, yep, it looks like this one will go for Yuritsa and that one will go for Byleth, so that should be fine.
Is this my last stand?
A little short on damage. I could use
More fighting.
Meteor. Seems good.
It's win
That gets
or
her
die.
close to level 30. And once she's there, we get Gremory, which increases her cast of Physic by 2x, which will be pretty helpful. We'll have Anna up there to use a bow. And we have Petra and Felix left, so Petra's kind of in the middle of a huge mess of enemies here.
I will prevail.
I might as well go for most likely that going to kill. Hit rate's the same for silver and iron. Killing edge is slightly worse. I guess I will try this. Hit with both of them, even though it's mid-50s. So, it's pretty lucky. And that also takes care of that barrier, so if he attacks me from the same space next turn, I should probably kill him. And since the south side's clear, I can move Felix towards the middle now. More wyverns still. I don't think it always spawns two. I think on some turns it just spawns one. Yuritsa didn't get crit, so he's okay. We get a B in axes.
This sparks pleasure.
And now I think he has all the weapon breaker skills. Die and level up. A lot of good stuff. Gets him pretty close to finally getting into the War Master Masterclass for quick riposte, although he doesn't really need it. He's pretty fast.
It's over.
Yep. I could tell that was a crit because there was the delay. Wasn't a lethal crit though. This is probably going to get this Hellman Iron Soldier killed.
No use. Witness frigid
One less
pride.
Bone Knight to worry about. Strength and
For
speed.
Bridget, I find strength to carry on.
Got lucky with the counter kill there.
Flame spirits protect me.
The rate on this is really bad. But I guess if I try enough times, I'm bound to hit it eventually.
Let's see how they like this.
Miss. Please miss. Good. Her accuracy doesn't get nerfed. It would have been fine if she got hit, it just would have been annoying. I think this is a kill. Beasts are pretty annoying when you dodge tank because they do all these long animations and they just don't do anything. I think that... What have I got? Retribution for one more turn? No, this is the last turn. Actually, I don't even know if I get to keep it through the enemy phase here. I think I'm going to try to pull the enemies out of the forest if I can. So I'm pretty sure I'll avoid them anyway. Pretty likely that I'll avoid them. They've got single-digit hit rates. It's not guaranteed, so it's a little sloppy. But hopefully it'll speed things along a little bit. Now where is all this range coming from? Must be these wyverns. Yep. That's exactly what it is. So I can stand here and curve chat with Anna. Might as well go with the steel bow for bonus damage though. And Yuritsa should definitely be able to finish that. Yep. Edelgard has stride, so
Back to the
I can get Ferdinand and Bernadetta up there this turn by using that. Get away with the steel bow? No, gotta use silver. Alright, silver it is.
Pretty good, huh?
Level up.
Bernie's just no good. What's my strategy?
Ryleth could be in trouble. It's not ideal.
I am unafraid.
It's because this one's still in range. There's not really all that much I can do about it. There is the blessing. And I think as long as I don't get cantoed by this one, I should be fine.
I live. Understood.
I will put Ferdinand on the healing tile next to Dorothea, because I can't actually reach anything with Ferdinand.
Huh, thanks.
It was good to have him as backup in case Bernadetta missed.
Be careful.
And I think that's about all I can do this turn. More wyverns. And the wyverns are ignoring things, so they're just gunning straight for the goal. I'll have to take care of them.
My heart burns with pride.
Well, that's fine. Mitra will deal with the ones in the middle. It's just a little bit unlucky. Enemies with low percent crit chances on him worry me a little bit.
Witness Bridget pride.
Alright, so far Petra's cleared out 2. Probably going to miss. Sometimes you get unlucky. I still have the blessing,
Always
so
going to plan.
as long as I don't get hit 2 times, I should be fine. Yep, there goes the blessing. I'm only critting for 51. That's probably because I don't have a battalion anymore.
It is all for Her Majesty.
Ewert's level 12 now. Ewert's the best adjutant to put on Edelgard because he gives the like +3 attack boost, but What's this guy doing? Killing himself?
No use.
Maybe. If Petra hits with both of these. Yeah, no, he's fine. Unfortunately. He's also hiding in a thicket.
Flame spirit, protect me.
So, while Petra's killing everything, as I was saying, the reason that I don't have Hubert as Edelgard's adjutant, even though that's pretty much the optimal choice, is because he doesn't have access to a flying class, and Edelgard's a flying class, so she can only have flying adjutants.
I fight for justice's name.
If I'd planned things out a little differently, I might have thought to get him some flying ranks earlier.
You are in my way. Not
Lovely.
for myself, for everyone.
Well, the silver sword broke, but I think that's about it for the enemy's turn. Alright, so I definitely want to kill this bow knight. If I stand here, I think that probably forces him into a different thicket. Well, I tried. I don't think Meteor would be very likely to hit, even if I had any uses left. On this front, I think Hand Axe, followed with a melee attack hit and run, might be okay. Got pretty lucky that that hit.
Ready for anything.
I think Dorothea might be able to just outright kill him.
Only thorns left on this rose.
Pretty good. And then I think Ferdinand Hand Axe hit and run. Plus Edelgard gets it done. Did 7 move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's still in Bow Knight range. So that's not ideal. We got 38 hit points too, so that's definitely not great. Do up to 42 damage. If we use silver, can we just one-shot him? 49, but he'll double us. I might need to warp someone around in order to get out of this. Probably Lysithia. As long as we line up in front of objective, we can prevent us from losing, but then Dorothea gets killed, so that's not great. I don't have curb shot, so I can't get away with Felix there. I guess I could warp with Art. And I'm gonna have to do something about healing up there. Only a 70% hit rate. Get up to to 90, which is definitely better. So I think I'll go Edelgard first. For smash for the accuracy. And then pull out of enemy bow range. %, chance of working. It's a risk I have to take.
No time for pity.
I allowed myself to get into kind of a bad position there. And Ferdinand should be safe there.
I'll cut through.
We'll use a bow with Felix. That should let Yuritsa heal himself. And then I think I will put Byleth on the far side and leave Yuritsa on this side, and that'll force the enemy into only attacking them once each. But I still have to kill this one. I could use Lysithea or Anna for that, I think. Might have to move them.
I may not survive.
That's fine. That's also fine as long as I heal Yuritsa, which I probably need to use Lysithea for.
I am unafraid.
That's probably going to work. Alright. Now it will. So now I can trade him a faster weapon. And then heal him. And we get a battalion level up out of that. And he's got more than 32 hit points, so he should be fine. And Byleth has more than 36, so she'll survive, so that's fine. No one's in any real danger. So that seems like we should be all set. Got kind of messy because the wyvern slipped past Petra. I think Petra's retribution is finally run out, so I'm going to have to attack the Bona in order to kill him. Probably the bird as well. But I think that took care of most of our range problems. Now all we have to do is worry about being inundated with wyverns.
No use.
Alright, well at least he's not in a thicket anymore. Lysithea this kill.
No time to slow down. What's
And
my
then-
strategy?
Looks like there are no wyverns coming, so I'll put Byleth here to boost Yuritsa's experience gain. And I will physic him with Linhardt.
I live.
And then I should be able to
Understood.
attack pretty safely. Might need to soften the enemy up first. Don't really need that much damage, so I'll go for the iron bow. As long as he doesn't crit, we should be fine. We're extremely likely to kill him.
Child's play.
Yeah, I don't have any combat arts that increase accuracy, so I guess we'll try with the rapier. Nice.
My heart burns with pride.
And then the giant bird is the only ranged enemy left. We can just march Petra forward, aggro all of the wyverns with her, and then, as long as we clear the top side of the map, and advance with the rest of everyone up that way. Maybe start moving Edelgard and a few of our flyers in for hit and runs. We should be in pretty good shape. Plow right on through to the boss, foot by foot.
Well done.
I'll leave Ferdinand and Edelgard next to Dorothea for free healing. Guess I'll use Felix as well. I'll send Anna up this way. More wyverns. Won't kill. And if I'm fortunate, I might actually be able to sneak someone in there to get the rest of that 6 HP done, and then eventually get Edelgard a level out of it or something. So Linhardt does have Stride, which might make it possible to do a hit and run here without getting into 2 wyverns range. Actually, Edelgard has 23 defense, only 54 attack, so she can take a hit from the bird just fine. Seems alright. I guess I'll try to hit Caspar with it if I can. I'm gonna have to move Felix to do that. That's okay, Felix can't really do that much this turn anyway.
Sweet of you. A great help.
We'll send the little group that we're sending to the north a little bit further forward.
Aspire to be my best.
More magic and speed for Lysithea. Always good. Gotta get odds of working here.
For the fate of Bodhi.
It's fine if she's in 1. Looks like her attack speed dropped a little bit. So I'll need to deal with that, or just kill this wyvern. Actually, yeah, killing the wyvern's probably the right play here.
Each battle a victory.
Because then she'll aggro the bird, probably. Maybe not. I'll move Ferdinand over this way to provide support to this group, and I suppose Caspar as well. They should have plenty of firepower to cut through whatever gets in their way. More battalion level ups. And here come even more wyverns. Leaves them on pretty low health, even though it's just the Iron Sword. Nothing's going to hit Petra, especially when she's in a forest. So I can slowly start inching her forwards, and eventually I will try to capture one of these wyvern spawn points with her. So the bird's going to attack and might miss Edelgard. Only did 11 damage. So I can't stay in melee with this wyvern. As long as I stay within 2 range, I can attack freely. So, start with Anna. And probably follow up with Bernadetta. Let's use the silver bow. And then we can feed the kill to either Byleth or Yuritsa. I think Yuritsa. And it's fine if Yuritsa gets attacked by one wyvern. As long as he doesn't get crit. Cynthia will slowly make her way over here. I think I'm going to try the barrier break with Ferdinand. And then I guess I will go kill with Petra, kill with Edelgard and hit and run. I think I'll switch to the silver sword so that I actually kill some of these wyverns next turn instead of leaving them all.
Witness frigid pride.
It looks like Edelgard's rooted, so I guess I won't be able to do quite what I planned. She's got a hand axe, so if I were to take her hand axe and change it to the iron axe, I think she avoids being doubled and then she survives. So I don't really have to worry about getting over to her this turn. Yeah, that's fine. I think I will heal her up to full though.
Thank you.
We'll bring Ferdinand up to full to activate his confidence buff.
Battle does have its benefits.
And of course there are more wyverns. There are always more wyverns. I don't know where they keep them all, but... Alright, Edelgard killed a wyvern. 4 more take its place. Here's a kill for
I
Petra.
fight for justice's name.
Another.
Not for myself, for everyone.
Silver sword's about to break though. Yuritsa is okay. And we should have enough firepower to take down that last wyvern.
Witness frigid pride.
Alright, that's the silver sword. This might kill. Didn't think it would. Definitely going to miss. Light damage even if it hits. And that's really great because that puts this winged beast all the way back there. Makes it pretty easy to deal with.
My heart
Petra deal with
burns
that
with
one.
pride.
And then I think Ferdinand plus Edelgard should be able to deal with this beast. .54% hit chance, huh? That's not very good at all. I guess I could try to attack with Felix. have crit on me. Could do Dorothea from like 4 range with Thoron. That's okay. We'll try that. And now since it's stunned, we can get in there with Felix. Only 36 damage. Not quite enough. So I guess I'll need to follow with Ferdinand. Probably will work out. Okay. And there's level 30.
I'll take all the strength I can get.
That should move him a little bit closer to requirements for getting into Wyvern Lord. I don't think he has all the skill ranks for it just yet. Yeah, his flying skill level is a little bit short, but we could probably try the Master Exam after this. But first we have this enemy to take out. I think if we go with like a Silver Axe and Monster Breaker, that'll one-shot him. Then we can move Edelgard a little bit closer to the front lines. And we can also heal her to full, or we could heal Yuritsa instead.
It goes on.
So, going to kill this wyvern. I just have to worry about these other wyverns. As long as they stay out of range, it's safe. So, I guess I'll open with a steel bow. And she has an E-rank battalion, which is not very good. She also has a weakness in authority. It's kind of unfortunate for Anna. So I think that if I go on the other side of this wyvern, Yuritsa will actually be safe. Because he will only be able to be attacked by one wyvern. So as long as it doesn't get crit, he'll be safe.
Child's play.
And he's getting close to level 30. And that War Master test attempt. Go right at the killing edge. And looks like he'll go for Yuritsa. We will continue slowly inching forwards. And more wyverns. And we're going to attack Petra and miss. Petra might kill them. 2% crit chance Petra kill.
Justice's name.
Pretty good. Miss. We hit both of those, so heavy counter damage. We can probably feed that to whoever we want, as long as we can attack from safety. And there's another counterattack from Petra that does heavy damage. It's all of the enemies are clones, it all goes about the same way. So it looks like I can reach over here with Edelgard. I think I will do this. Guaranteed kill.
For the fate of Foden.
And then all I have to do is march Petra forward slightly. And if I give her a rapier, it's not quite enough. The killing edge might get the kill. Let's try it.
With all of my might.
Worked out.
Not for myself, for everyone.
And now Edelgard should be safe, especially if I heal her up.
I'll return the favor.
So I have to be careful with my positioning here, because if I make a misplay I could end up dead. I can move Lysithea here, and I could pull out something strong like Hades, and I guess I can't one-shot. That's okay. If I could one-shot, I was thinking I would be able to push all the way through here this turn, but it doesn't look like that's going to be viable. That's alright. We'll take a cheap shot at Caspar, and then retreat. Now that his defense is lowered, it should be pretty easy to deal with him. Could probably even do it with just Icana or Bernadetta. And it's a little bit short, so Bernadetta it is.
Bernie's unstoppable.
So I can't afford to allow two of these to attack either Yuritsa or Byleth where they die, so it's definitely not something that I should plan on. So I think if I put Byleth here and I pull Yuritsa back one, we should be good. I'm going to need the Physic.
I live.
I'll use Healing Focus on him. And it looks like they're both in Edelgard's range. And that should do, what, 56 damage? She will survive that. But she won't survive 3 attacks for that, so I definitely got caught out of position there. But I can confuse the AI into attacking Ferdinand, so that should let me get out of this. It's definitely not exactly a reliable play there. It depends on turn order.
To survive, I will win! I fight for justice's
Well, at least
name.
Petra reliably took out that one. Alright, you gotta miss, so Edelgard's safe. Guess she would have been safe anyway because she does have a blessing. I sometimes forget that.
A boon for our future.
Using the Silver Axe there was not that wise because had he missed, the speed would have, the weight of the Silver Axe would have dragged his speed down so that he got doubled. Probably should have used a different weapon. But at any rate, I'm going to charge forward with Petra. And I should be able to kill at least some of those wyverns, and I'll leave the rest to everyone else. So that's a huge chunk of damage for Felix. Should be able to get this kill with Ferdinand. Though we have to use an axe. Focus Strike will do. Guaranteed kill.
I will see this war through.
And then he could probably use some healing as soon as possible. So either Linhard or Dorothea should get over there. Edelgard can kill this one, and then pull one
keep
next
up the
turn.
pace.
As long as it's only one, that's fine. On this front, I can have Lysithea almost kill one. And it looks like I'm a little bit short on damage. I can reach the others. Unless I have Stride Gambit on someone. I think Linhardt has it, and Edelgard has it, and that's it. And we can't quite reach with Bernadetta either. So I'm sort of locked into defending at the edge of the enemy's range here. It's not ideal. And if I warp somebody, then I can't attack with Lysithea as well, so not great. Having to give a little bit of ground here.
Back to the fray.
Great.
And here come 4 more. I won't actually kill these with Petra, which is going to be a problem if I put anyone within range to be attacked by the wyverns that Petra doesn't kill. But as long as she's alone, she should be fine. Oh, that missed. That was good.
Here is something to
And we get the
believe.
crit, but it won't kill. 2 more strength and it would be a kill. And yet more Petra destroying enemies that can't even hit her action. There's just a swarm of wyverns that have been beaten by her. She actually missed. It's pretty rare to see. But I'm pretty sure at this point Petra could teach a wyvern self-defense class pretty effectively. So there's only one here, which gives us a lot of opportunity to push forward. So I'm going to kill him with Caspar.
Might makes right.
And then I'll advance as far as I can with everyone else. Hopefully we can establish sort of a choke point. Didn't get very far with Anna, only 3 spaces. 29 HP left on this Wyvern Rider, so we can kill that with Edelgard. Going to have to pull Felix and Ferdinand out of here, I think,
Tread
as well as Edelgard, so I will take this guaranteed kill and then run away.
I do not tolerate obstacles.
I guess as long as I'm only baiting one, it's fine with Edelgard.
Well done.
Ready for anything.
Petra's weapon durability is a little bit shaky, just because of the sheer number of enemies she's fighting.
Witness
She's burning for like 8
urgent
durability a turn.
with all of my might.
Well, that saves us a little bit of durability.
Not for myself, for everyone.
She's not getting much experience anymore either, so I think the super anti-grind detection
My
is kicked
heart
in.
burns with pride.
Just getting like 1 XP per fight now.
No use. You are in my way.
And there's another dead wyvern for attacking
Each
Petra.
battle
That one
a
actually had a
victory.
2% chance of hitting her. So does this one. I think it's because they don't have alert stance up.
Pride.
They have an actual small chance of doing damage to Petra. But the odds of 2 of them hitting on the same turn,
I fight for
and even that would be enough to kill
justice's
3 would have to hit, is astronomically low. Possible, but very unlikely. More Petra fighting wyvern action. So, we are almost within striking distance of the boss. We've fought our way through, and now things get a little bit more tricky. Alright, so in order to get to Nadir, we're going to have to fight through constantly spawning waves of wyverns. I think if we take out the wyvern lords here, who have the stat booster items that I'm not going to be able to steal because no one has enough speed to actually steal them, except for Petra, and I wanted to leave her as a sword master instead of as a thief for this chapter because, well, sword masters level up a little better and have slightly better stat spreads. So I'm going to attempt to cut my way forward to these wyvern lords, kill the wyvern lords, and then take down the boss. And hopefully taking out the wyvern lords makes it so that the spawn waves stop. I'm not sure if that's the case or not off the top of my head, and I'm not going to look it up. So, if I get into melee with this wyvern rider, that could be a problem. So I will go for the hand axe with Eureka. And I've turned animations off just because, I mean, it's not that interesting to watch Petra kick a whole bunch of wyverns to pieces turn after turn after turn for me. Big silver bow, curve shot, and then I'll follow up with a cast bar attack. Say smash for accuracy. He doesn't really get that many XP for killing the enemies anymore here. But one enemy will go for Eureka, that's fine. I would like to force them to attacking right left, but I'm not sure I'll be able to accomplish that. We'll have Lysithia up here and Anna ready to go, so that's probably enough damage to take out 2 wyverns a turn pretty easily. In order to get down here, I think I'll go and take the south bridge.
For the Empire.
And I will pull that badly wounded one over here towards Edelgard. Got a good weapon equipped to fight them, so that should be fine. Try to keep my healers in the middle because that way Physic can reach the whole map. And here come even more wyverns, but hopefully not for long. Petra's only got like 4 durability left on her iron sword, and then she has a rapier. And then pretty much all of her weapons will be broken, or very close. So Edelgard got the kill.
No use.
Header's doing fine. Got her sword broke. And Yuritsa has an adjutant guard, so that's why he can't be doubled, so even though he's being outsped here, it's fine. I do have 1, 2, just 2 enemies to kill over on this side. So, I think I can kill this with Caspar. Okay. The odds of hitting there are not particularly good.
Tread carefully.
So I might try with Edelgard instead. Smash with Iron Axe get it done? Just. So I'll try it. Do a blessing. Worked out. And I'll try this with Caspar. Alright. It also worked out. Snout. This one can attack either Bylethal or Yuritsa. So I need to heal at least one of them. But I should be able to attack with Bernadetta from here safely.
Yeah.
And then I can follow up with Byleth. Why not? The Iron Sword would be useful. And then I can follow up with Anna with a curved shot. And that should move the enemy into lethal range for Lysithea to kill. Alright, that went alright. And then if I move Yuritsa down here, I can give him healing focus. That way he heals himself. And I guess it doesn't matter that I'll be doubled.
Great.
And there's level 30 for Dorothea. We should be able to promote her into
Looks
Grimory.
like fighting is all there is.
And that'll double her white magic uses, which is going to be really helpful.
Well done.
So now we have Ferdinand and Petra over here. I'd like to move Petra forward, but I think that's going to be about as good as I can do with her. Both the rapier, since all my other weapons are on their last legs. And I think I'll do a hit and run with Ferdinand here. And then I'll pull out of enemy range. And yay, more wyverns. That's fine. And that missed. Asher will do fine. Didn't do quite as much damage as he usually does there, but that's okay. It's also fine. We'll get him with the rapier next turn, I think.
No use.
Might need to do something about that one. Because I don't think she can reach the Bow Knight this turn unless I do. But I am not able to reach. $35.
I welcome pain.
I do 34. Grounder will do it. And we get a slight stat buff from the Reaper Knight level up. Shoot some arrows. Don't even need to use Byleth here. So it looks like this one's determined to go for Yuritsa. And I don't really want to allow 2 to attack Byleth if I can avoid it. So I'd better heal Yuritsa. I think Caspar can get this kill. Smash for accuracy guarantees it. And I guess I will have to slowly make my way down. Hopefully next turn I'll do better with getting Petra the killing range for that. Guardian's at full health, so I'll keep him close by just in case. Here it says at 36. I'm not sure if that's enough. 31? Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll go for the killing edge here. There's our last physic. Slightly wasted, but at least I'm using the turn to get Dorothea experience. And I will pull one other wyvern with Edelgard here. And here come more wyverns. And there goes 50 HP. Should probably be using a slightly tankier unit to tank those hits than Yuritsa. But at least he doesn't get doubled. Edelgard didn't get hit there, so that was pretty lucky. Byleth got hit with a 45 to make up for it.
No use.
Alright, counter kill. That went as expected. That was 50 HP. Oh no, that was a kill. Alright, so we're doing better than we have any right to expect with Petra here. And I'm almost in spawn range. So that takes care of the final archer. And the wyvern should go for Petra. I could try this, but it's very risky because if I mess it up, then Caspar gets killed. Should probably try something a little less risky. And Neeler's only 79. There we go, we'll have Edelgard kill that one. And then we'll move her right in the way since she can take 2 hits.
I am unafraid.
Yuritsa can heal himself. Not exactly sure where it's safe anymore. I think as long as I stay out of the range of these wyverns this turn, I'll be alright.
I must pull through.
But I would like to push forward a little bit if I can. So I think what I have to do in order to do that would be like Thoron. And then I would have to heal Byleth and move her up. Of course, I'd also have to take care of this enemy with Ferdinand, but that's guaranteed, so that's fine.
Thank What's my strategy?
Suppose I could warp by Lath. Well, that might be trouble, because I've only got 45 evade. I think I'll leave her where she is, and I will have to pull Lysithea back slightly. And I think that's all I can do this turn. And here come more wyverns. And that one's ignoring Petra. Edelgard traded. There goes 50 hit points. I think Petra might get pinned if I don't get a crit. Depends on which side they attack from.
No use.
Right. That's our Wyvern Lord. I think if we kill him, stop spawning. Alright, so we're in sort of a sticky situation here. In order to push up and take care of these enemies, we basically have to kill, like, what, 7 wyverns in one turn? Because in order to get into range to kill these wyverns, we have to be able to deal with these 2, and in order to deal with these 2, we have to get in range to deal with these 3. And then, on this side of things, Petra basically just has to survive and hopefully get and kill this Wyvern Lord without dying. I could move her into the forest to make that a little more likely to go her way, but she's quickly running out of weapons. Well, it counts for something.
Put me in there.
I'll try and attack with Caspar to finish this one. Got pretty lucky there. That worked out. Now on this front, it's a little bit tricky. I think basically what I'm going to have to do is take out these 2, which isn't so bad, and then have units that are going to be capable of one-rounding or very nearly one-rounding both of these to make forward progress here.
What's my strategy?
So I'll try for the crit here. If I mess up, I will physic. Got the crit. So far, so good.
Let's make this quick.
But I can't move Lysithea into range. I
Understood.
can't really do all that much with too many people
More
over
fighting.
here. I could try a Thoron with Dorothea. I'd also
Ready for
try
anything.
like a hand axe with Ferdinand here. That worked pretty well. Guess I'll try the Thoron. Alright, so that clears the way at least. I'm going to have to use a physic in order to heal.
For the Empire.
Pretty sure I can get out of range. So if I attack with Edelgard here, I could get away with it, but it's not going to be great because I'll probably have to pop my blessing. But I can pull her over this way and heal her with Lysithea. That'll give Lysithea something to do, and it'll also heal
I'll
Edelgard.
return the favor.
I do this for all of us.
Remember that up. And I think that's about all I can do this turn. And more wyverns, and they're all going to attack Petra. Going to miss her, she's going to counterattack and either kill them or hurt them. Except for the Wyvern Lord, which might assault trooper and hit. That went well. Edelgard didn't get hit. Byleth got hit. Byleth does have blessings still, I think.
No use.
Right, so that's another one on low HP, but no kill. This is a kill, probably.
No use.
Another critically wounded wyvern. And the assault troop missed. Alright, so we're finally getting pretty close to pushing forward. But I think it might be best if I don't draw in too many of these enemies at the same time. Because wyvern riders are reasonably fast, but the wyvern lords have 34 speed, which means they double everybody except for Petra, and I think Byleth on initiation. Which is not good because if I get caught out of position, they'll kill me. So I have to be careful with how I advance, and having Petra up there would actually be really helpful.
I will prevail.
So I'll use Petra to clear out one of these wyverns, and hopefully she'll be able to do just fine versus this lord and kill him before her weapons break. And on this side,
I may not survive.
I'll put Byleth in the forest, which should help her out. And then on this side of things, it's just, there's tons of wyverns everywhere, and I have too many units that are in range to be attacked. I think I have to pull them up somewhat closer, but I also can't move them closer without them getting killed by the wyverns, so it's sort of a conundrum. I think I'll leave Edelgard close on this side.
Let's make this quick.
I guess I'll have to keep
I do this for all of us.
Bernadetta close here. Out of range.
I'll cut through.
And Felix as well. I could move Yuritsa up, since he's not going to be doubled by anything. He could be handy to have close at hand.
Put me in there.
Ready for Ferdinand's not really going to do that much, so I'll pull him back. And more wyverns. Because there weren't enough already. Alright, Petra killed that one.
Watch and learn.
I probably should have healed Byleth. She does have a blessing, I think. Maybe she doesn't. In which case, I definitely should have used Physic on her. Yuritsa traded there, so that's okay. Went a little bit sloppy. But the odds are 15%, which aren't that high.
No use. Predictable.
I guess if I heal Byleth, she can't heal herself with her crest. But that's not really a very good reason to,
No use.
you know, not heal her. It's definitely still what I would consider a mistake. And it looks like we have aggroed the whole wave of enemy wyverns, lord and all. Alright, we are surrounded by a whole bunch of enemies, and these wyvern lords have 34 attack speed, which means that they're going to double anyone who's in their range at the end of the turn except for Petra, which is not good. So I need to retreat with everyone, get as far away as possible. First, I should be good to kill this enemy and do a hit and run with Ferdinand.
I do this for all of us.
And with everyone else, I just run away.
Let's make this quick. Aye aye.
That way, at least, I will survive until the next turn. I would like to leave Edelgard in range to take hits, but she'll just be doubled, so I guess it makes more sense to pull her out. I also need to treat with Yuritsa.
I'm awake. I'll cut through.
More fighting.
I will prevail.
Well, let's see if we can clear up a little bit of space by killing this wyvern lord. Hopefully it works out, because I'm really low on durability here. Nice. So that means that I can actually escape with Dorothea, which is good news.
Put me in there.
Esmar has run away because he won't be able to contribute very much. 20 attempts 2 is abysmal. I'm going to have to trade Ferdinand's weapon. So that way he doesn't get doubled. Well, I'll give him an Iron Axe Plus for now. And now he should be alright.
I must pull through.
And I will use my last elixir with Byleth. And I'm gambling with Byleth a little bit here because the enemies have some small chance of hitting her, but the odds of her getting hit twice are pretty low. And Petra's making full use of her Killing Edge's remaining durability. Nice, we got the kill.
Watch and learn.
Nice, got a crit. Didn't quite get the kill though.
No use.
Petra's doing really well with clearing up the last of the ones on the south side. Right? At least that's one less attack that I have to worry about Byleth getting hit by. Well, I think that might be the end of the Killing Edge.
One step before the next step. No use.
I still have a 22% crit chance with the broken one. Not so bad. The hit rate's pretty terrible though.
Watch and learn.
Alright, and here's probably an assault troop. You didn't go for the gambit.
Predictable.
Went for the double.
Watch and learn.
Alright, Byleth did pretty well there. You could confuse her for Petra. Alright, so Petra has one rapier use left. So I guess I'd better make use of that. And then try to meet up with someone who has swords, maybe Felix or Byleth. And that's it. We're finally clear on the south side, so now we just have to clean up the north. This is an ordinary rider, so I can leave Edelgard in that one's range. We just can't stay in the Lord's range. So we'll end up in trouble. Guess I'll go with the Silver Axe. Smash for accuracy. Like, 2 of them will be able to attack me. Unless I go here. I think I should be able to take that. And that's especially good because she'll get the kill on them. I might need to trade
Not
her
let
weapon.
down my guard.
Yep, so that should be fine. And she's got a blessing too, so
What's my
she
strategy?
should do just perfectly well. 7 uses of the killing edge left, hopefully comes through for us. Nope, I want to equip it, not discard it. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8 enemies at least, so it might be smarter to use the silver sword. It also increases our avoid slightly, so got that going for it.
Understood.
I'm grateful.
And I guess I'll start moving Felix over this way to try and meet with Petra. Move Lysithea a little bit closer, just in case I get an opportunity to do something with her. And more wyverns. They never end.
Predictable.
I've almost mastered the sword master class. I think it's mostly just from this chapter. Alright, another probable miss followed by a hit. And that one was a kill, so that's good. All I need to do is hit once, but getting it to connect with all broken weapons is pretty difficult. Not quite enough damage to get the kill, but we can get that next turn. Assault troop missed.
Predictable.
So, Rylith has to deal with quite a few of these. I think 7. She has 7 durability left on her silver sword, 7 durability left on her killing edge, so it's pretty much up in the air at this point. Silver sword gives her slightly better defense, which I think is slightly more important. And hopefully she doesn't get hit by both the sniper and one of these enemies, because that would probably kill her, and that's the most likely outcome if she's going to be hit by 2 things. It'll probably be the sniper and the assault troop, but the odds are pretty heavily in my favor for any individual attack anyway. On this side, all Edelgard has to do is kill this one. Guaranteed to do it too. And I could actually use her to bait this one remaining enemy that Petra hasn't killed yet. I can't really do much until I deal with this Wyvern Lord, and I can't deal with the Wyvern Lord because no one can get close enough. Unless I use like a stride gambit? Scythia? I do think I have 1 stride gambit left. So it might be possible with a flyer, but it's basically Edelgard, Caspar, or Ferdinand at that point, and of them, even Edelgard gets doubled, so I don't think they'll be able to actually kill it. As good as the idea of striding into battle and killing it sounds. As much as I want to do it, I don't think I can actually make it happen. Instead, I will simply have to be happy with hiding around the edge of the enemy's range here, and hoping that eventually I will get an opportunity to counterattack.
Ready for anything.
Yeah. Scythia's just a little bit too far away from where they've all retreated to. Like, if they choose to attack and then run towards the objective, I can catch them with Lysithea and the rest of the army, but otherwise, if they keep retreating to the right like they do, I might be in for quite a long game of waiting and watching Byleth play the, you know, wyvern whack-a-mole game. Miss, we're good so far. And we mastered Swordmaster. Astra's not a great mastery skill. It's not dreadful, but it's not that great considering it's on an extremely high speed class. It's also expensive. Whereas you get stuff like Quick Riposte on the War Master, and that's just, it's probably single-handedly the best skill in the game, at least on the hardest difficulty, because it takes your bad units and makes them 4 times as good.
No use.
We actually hit. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. It is Petra. Every time I underestimate her, she proves me wrong. Alright, good. That's the last of his assault troops, so we should be fairly safe with Byleth. We can take 1 hit. That's perfectly fine. We counter-killed. And it looks like the Wyvern Lord retreated, which gives us a little bit of breathing room. So we can take advantage of that and try to kill at least one of these enemies. They'll level up out of it, but no speed. And Ingrid levels up, but I mean, she didn't get strength or speed.
I'm final.
We can sell the silver shield. It's exactly the wrong way of saying it. Silver shield for a few thousand gold, I think. Edelgard should be able to take 2 hits, so that's fine. And that actually pulls some of the pressure off of Byleth, which will be pretty helpful in keeping her alive. I guess I should say, could be. And we'll kill Byleth the full. I don't think I can quite reach with anyone. No, Felix no swap, so I can put Felix here. I can give Petra, let's say, an iron sword, and then I can swap with her. And that should make things much easier. She shouldn't be able to be hit. Oh no. Leonhardt has ended up inside the enemy range again. So I guess that means I have to move Ferdinand in front of him to protect him. And I guess I'll use the Iron Lance just to keep my attack speed up. And I better move Caspar out of the way as well. The Ritz is fine as long as he doesn't get crit, but he does have kind of bad luck. I think I have to leave him there, though. I think we'll go with the Iron Axe, because I believe he's got Axe Prowess level 3, which is the highest of the skills I've got equipped, which means that reduces his odds of being crit the most. Byleth will be fine in the forest. I could try to take advantage of this to do an attack. It might go my way. No crit, but at least it hit. And I didn't get counterattacked. Or at least the counter didn't hit. And I think that's about all I can do. Except the inverter that are a little too far away. Mobility is really important. That's fine. I think Edelgard loses Vantage though. No? I guess she has a little bit more durability left than her battalion.
You're weak.
So they're on about half health. This one
Predictable.
is dead. And we overkilled it.
Watch and learn.
Nice. So far so good with the misses. And that's another dead wyvern. Alright, Yuritsa didn't get crit. This enemy is still alive. It's on 7 hit points. He refuses to go down. Alright, that's good. We got the crit, so that leaves him on very low life. Here comes the double.
Watch and learn.
Alright, we should be safe. We crit. So all we need is a little bit more damage, and we will take care of hopefully all of our wyvern
Not my
problems
goal,
except the boss.
but a means to an end.
You were levels up. Not that that really is relevant at this point. I think it's nice that adjutants do level up, but I kind of wish there was an option to turn off the notifications when you don't really care about the stats of certain adjutants. Looks like if Felix moves to where Edelgard is, or to this position, he can potentially take a shot. Dorothea can use like Thoron, so we can use them to clean that up. We can use Petra to kill this wyvern. That's probably the safest way of doing it. Which actually gets decent experience for that. And that takes care of the big threat, so now it's just getting rid of whatever's left.
I am unafraid.
The hit rate on that isn't great. I'll heal him before I try this.
It goes on. Understood.
I think I'll go with the gauntlets. Higher hit rate. On this side, we could give Violet this kill. Would be reasonable. But we could also give it to Casport or Ferdinand. I don't know. Caspar isn't really all that close to becoming War Master. So it might be kind of a waste. I think I'm locked in. Okay, good. I could reverse the whole thing. I was worried that after I dismounted I was locked in. So I need to give him some kind of support bonus if he's actually going to hit with that, which I think is kind of difficult to get due to the positioning. So I'm just going to kill it with Byleth. Guess I might as well use the Silver Sword. I'll repair it for the full value, along with Petra's weapons. Alright, Felix hits that one. I think I would rather give this to Edelgard than Dorothea. I can risk it. I think if I move her here, I can heal her with Dorothea. And then she'll get the rest of the HP at the start of next turn. And I believe we are down to one enemy left. And this would be a good time to apologize for the viewers for not warp skipping this chapter and how long of a slog it's been of just fighting wyverns over and over and over. I mean, it tactically keeps you on your feet, but it can't be all that interesting to watch. So I'll bring Byleth around, and Petra as well. I'll probably use Petra to kill the boss. And I'll use Violet to provide experience support. And if I need to, I might attack with like some kind of long-range Lysithea cannon. Earth shots. I don't think Anna will do anything. Dorothea might. Yeah, if she can hit, she'll do just fine. Now I just have to wait to get all my units in position. I think that due to effective damage we might be able to use archers. Oh, here it is. He's got the Aurora Shield as an accessory, so we'll just use Lysithea then. So I think Lysithea, Dorothea, Petra, Byleth all together should be perfectly capable of taking him out in one round. And then we don't have to worry about Petra having to fight an assault troop, which could kill her in one hit. If the mages would move a little faster. I mean, I will say that for Dark Knight or Holy Knight, they're not the best classes because they're not even really strict upgrades, but they do have mobility going for them, which almost makes it worth it. But I think Gremory's a little better.
I must commend you for your courage, seeing as how you dared to stand against me.
Missed. The ability to cast twice as many spells is really nice, especially with like Meteor and Luna. Got reasonably good odds, 72%, missed both of them. So I guess I could wait until next turn when I get an actual hit to try to follow up with Petra. Alright, we hit with that. We have Lysithea if we need her. Our odds of hitting are not that great. But I think that 70 times 2 is fine. I got the crit and he Pavis it.
Unbelievable. What a scary one.
Hard work is a friend to count on.
Strength and speed, plus dexterity, great offensive level up.
Closer to victory.
No matter how many times you attack, we will never allow you to capture the throat.
That was quite a slog. Bow Knights are easy to deal with if you have retribution, but the wyverns are something of a slog if you don't just sort of warp skip the chapter in the first place. At least I got a bunch of experience out of it, but that one took a while. In the next one, I will probably be doing the Hubert paralogue, so until then.